Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. We are ready for the event.
Houston ACR, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston ACR. How do you hear me?
We have you loud and clear.
Thank you. Please stand by for opening remarks.
Hello, I'm New York State Senator John Liu. So excited to join our outstanding students from the Community School for Social Justice, the Fusion Academy, the Kingsbridge International High School, the Knowledge and Power Preparatory Academy International High School, my own Martin Van Buren High School in Queens, and North Bergen STEM Academy and High School on this incredible special event. We're going to be talking to astronauts in space at the International Space Station in this very special NASA downlink. What an incredible treat we have in store. Congratulations to our students, and let's get it going.
Hi, my name is Jason, and my question is, based on the knowledge NASA has gained from being on the International Space Station, how long do you think it will take for humans to begin living on another planet?
My hope is that by the end of the decade, we're not living on another planet, but we're living on another planetary object, the moon, with and beginning a permanent human presence there. Again, I said that's my hope. We have lots of technical challenges, but I really believe if we put a lot of effort into it, we can make it happen.
Hi, my name is Ali Abdelhamid. My question is, when you go to space and back to Earth, do you feel different? For example, are you able to walk normally?
Yeah, so a lot of it depends on how long you go to space. These days, we're all going for very long periods of time, usually about 6 months at the least. So when you come back to Earth, you do feel different. We feel a little dizzy. Our inner ear, the sense of balance that we have all as humans is all kind of messed up because it's been floating around for about 6 months or more. So when you come back to Earth, that's trying to figure out where you are, and so is your brain. So we can walk, and a lot of that's due to the exercise program that we have up here. We work out quite a bit, and because of that, our bones and muscles are strong, so we can walk, but we do feel a little dizzy when we get back for the first couple of days.
My name is Angel Mendez, and I have a question for you. What did you do to achieve your dream, and what sacrifices did you have to make?
That's a fantastic question. I would say the primary thing I did was I sought out challenging things to do. And then when I had opportunities that involved the possibility of failure, I went ahead and tried it. But I worked really, really hard. Sacrifice-wise, I've certainly spent a lot more time away from my family than I would have preferred. And there's certainly been a lot of times when I could hear, for example, in college, I was studying, and I could hear people cheering at the football game because I was going ahead and trying to work on making sure I was ready for a class.
Hi, my name is Pedro Troncoso, and my question is, what has been the most impressive discovery from your mission, and what has been one of the biggest challenges you have encountered?
Well, we are working on a lot of things, as you probably imagine, research and science-wise, and unfortunately, we don't get immediate results from that stuff. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, or 4 years for the scientists and researchers to get their data. So we are working on things now that are going to, the results will come out down the road. One thing I say that we did do up here is a couple spacewalks where we installed brand new solar arrays, and those have proven to be really a huge power hit to the space station. So now we have these incredible amounts of energy coming into the space station to provide our power. The biggest challenge, I would say that those spacewalks are pretty challenging as well. We ran into some issues out there, but the ground teams and mission control and all the engineers, the really smart folks, helped us out, and we eventually ended up installing these incredible solar arrays that are giving us power now on the space station.
Hi, my name is Anisha. Do you have any downtime on the space station? If so, how do you spend it?
I think all of us have different ways we like to spend our downtime. My preference is to look out the window and take photos, and also to read a lot.
Hello, my name is Benjamin, and my question is, do you work on experiments related to your specific expertise, or are you given tasks regardless of your background?
Yeah, these days it's regardless of our background. We're all generically trained on how to do things, and so we may get something that we are familiar with one day, but the next day we'll get something we know nothing about. So in most cases, I get a lot of things I know nothing about. But we're trained very well by the ground teams, and a lot of times we'll have the researcher actually talking to us through the experiment just to make sure that we're doing things correctly. And the last thing we'd want to do is to mess up any data that the ground team wants or the researcher wants. So we want to make sure we do things right, and we have a lot of help doing it.
Hi, I'm Harrison, and my question is, can you play video games in space?
I know that we can play video games in space because I have a really hard time stopping them once I start. I'm really glad that I haven't started playing any up here.
Hi, my name is Bresmori Mendez Cuevas, and my question is, does the stars look the same from space as they do on Earth? If so, why space pictures don't show many stars on the background? Thank you.
Yeah, excellent questions. I will say they look a little bit different because up here we don't have the atmosphere of the Earth to look through to see the stars. So to me, they're just a little more crisp. We're not really that much closer to them, believe it or not. We're only a couple hundred miles above Earth, and those stars are millions of miles away. But we don't have that interference of the Earth's atmosphere. So I would say they're a little cleaner and crisper. And hopefully you've seen some of our pictures that our crew's been taking that show millions and millions of stars and also the curvature of the Earth. It's pretty fantastic. We're in a really good spot now where our vehicle is docked, and it shows that picture I was talking about pretty well. So we take pictures out of there quite a bit to show Earth and the incredible amounts of stars that are out there.
Hi, my name is Adib. My question for you is, what advice would you have for teens who want to be in the same profession as you in the future?
First thing I would say is figure out what you love to do and then try to find a way to do it for a job. Seek out adventurous things to do. Bottom line is the chances of getting a job are pretty slim, so what helps you be successful getting the job and also will make you successful no matter what the outcome in the attempt is finding a path that you're really happy you set out on. And then I would also say that it's important to always do your best, but put even more effort into making sure those people around you are doing their best as well, because this is definitely a team sport.
Hi, my name is Gianna Tavares, and my question is, have you ever danced in space before?
Well, we do some things like this, like Mark is doing here. I will say we did have an Olympics up here, kind of in the same time they were having the Olympics in Tokyo, and we had synchronized floating. So that was a way that we kind of danced together. But we have some fun up here when we can with music and other events like that.
Hello, my name is Shirley Castillo, and my question is it difficult to control your movement when you're not holding something while working in space?
All right, so Shane's actually going to be my demonstrator. He's not touching anything right now, and he's just using his knowledge of physics to go ahead and move himself around. So he can face this way, or he can rotate really fast and try to change directions. See? Pretty cool, huh? But yeah, it's challenging. There's lots of freedom of motion, but that also makes it harder to control. Great question.
Hi, my name is Ariana. My question is, what was going on in your mind when you first entered the International Space Station? And how did that moment impact your life from then till now?
Well, that was a long time ago, so I probably don't remember the exact moment, but I do remember just being like incredibly happy to be where I was. I felt I was exactly where I was supposed to be in life at that point. And I was coming onto an international space station that I knew thousands and thousands of people from all across the world had worked on and created this incredible engineering marvel that was put together and constructed in space, which is really, really cool. So it's very humbling to be here again, but the first time was certainly special.
Hello, my name is Emily, and my question is, what kind of tools will the Artemis astronauts use to complete their mission?
So when we do get to the surface of the moon, a lot of what we hope to learn about is the structure of the moon. We've got lots of the moon we haven't explored, so I would expect a lot of geology-type tools.
Hi, my name is Molly, and my question is, when you go to college, what was your major and what you study for?
Well, we all have different backgrounds. All the astronauts, for me, I was an aerospace engineer when I was an undergraduate, and my graduate school was in systems engineering. Most of us, I think, all have technical backgrounds, whether it's in math, science, engineering, and that's just kind of the way it is now. It's not always going to be that way, probably, but for now, that's the path to be a NASA astronaut.
Hi, my name is Leslie Crivero, and my question is, since space has worlds made out of poisonous gas and freezing cold temperatures, is it possible for life to exist under these conditions that are not in the habitable zone?
I'm a big fan of believing in possibilities. So we don't have any, that habitable zone is certainly places that we're familiar with life being in, but every time we've looked in places on the Earth where we didn't expect life to exist, we've found life in surprising places. So I expect that we'll continue to be surprised.
Hi, my name is Corey, and my question is, how do you exercise on the International Space Station?
Hey, Corey, great question. Exercise is super important to maintain our bone density, mainly, and our bone mass, as well as staying strong. A lot of us like to work out, like Mark and I, and we do it about 2 hours every day. We have 3 main pieces of equipment that we use. One's a workout machine, you can think of it like that, and it's a resistive machine. They can get up to about 600-pound load, but we can do everything on that machine. It's pretty incredible. Squats, bench press, shoulder press, triceps, deadlifts, anything like that. So that's a pretty cool machine for us to stay strong and healthy. The other 2 are cardio machines. One's a treadmill and one's a bike that we ride. Now, just think about how those work up here. They're very different than the ones you may see in your gym or at home, but they actually float. So getting on them and getting a workout on them is a bit challenging, but it gives us a great workout every day, and we're completely sweating when we're done, just like we're in the gym back at home.
Hello, my name is Alita, and as a female STEM biology student, I wanted to know, what are some of the sciences that I could study on the International Space Station?
There are hundreds of experiments going on the space station, and a large chunk of those have to do with biology. In fact, while I've been up here, we did one experiment called celestial immunity. Genes in space has been happening a lot. Gosh, I've pipetted a lot. There's all kinds of skills that you use in your biology classes that we use up here on the space station. So that's a fantastic field to go into, and certainly a big area of research on the space station.
Hi, my name is Isabella Martini, and my question is, do you guys all work on one collective research assignment, or do you guys all have your individual projects that you research in the International Space Station?
So I would say none of them are our own individual projects. We are working on projects and research items from scientists and researchers that are on Earth. So we really don't have much say in what's coming up here or what we get to work on. Now, having said that, I would say most of the time we're working individually. It's just a lot of it's spatial constraints up here where only one person can work on it. But I think we really enjoy working with somebody else. So sometimes we'll get the opportunity to have 2 or 3 of us working on a certain project. And that's a lot more fun for us, I think, just in general, to have a buddy there and to go through something and do something together.
Hi, my name is Jamela. And my question is, what is the most challenging thing about living in space?
Well, the most challenging thing about living in space is the time spent away from our families. And I would say now that we've been up here for a significant amount of time, it's getting harder to answer that question because human beings adapt so well. And some things that were really hard when we first got here aren't as hard now. For example, using the bathroom, quite honestly, I won't go into details, was hard when I first got up in space. It's not a big deal anymore.
Hi, my name is Zara, and my question is, how did you learn to tolerate being within zero gravity?
Well, as Mark was alluding to, humans adapt to different environments very quickly. So, yeah, it takes a while. Some people a couple days, some people maybe a week to figure out microgravity and learn how to fly around. But your body just gets used to it. Like if Mark goes upside down right now, his body treats that as completely normal. Obviously on Earth you can't do that, but if you did on Earth, the blood would be rushing to your head and you have physical effects. Here you don't have that because there's no up or down. And your brain and the human body, again, is an amazing thing to be able to even eat in this environment, right? You would think with no gravity, how's the food going to get down to your stomach? But your body just figures it out. So it's pretty incredible, and it's pretty neat for us to be able to experience this, and I hope you all get a chance to do it one day as well.
Hello, my name is Samuel, and my question is, how do astronauts prepare for and get enough sleep?
Well, the first thing for me is having a schedule that's consistent, so your body will keep in that same routine. The next thing I like to do is make sure that about an hour before I go to bed, I'm not looking at bright lights. So I actually have glasses I brought up here to make it look more like a sunset. And even the lights on the space station, we can change the lighting so that it helps us be a little more comfortable going to sleep. So consistent schedule and some sleep hygiene, those things help out a lot.
This question is from Chelsea, and she asks, what's the most fascinating thing about going to space?
Well, there's a long list, I'm sure. Flying around and floating around for sure is pretty cool. But I think most of us will say, I certainly would say, the most fascinating thing is actually looking at planet Earth out the windows that we have here and getting to enjoy our planet from this perspective.
This question is from Fatine, and she asks, if you want to become an astronaut, do you have to be good at math?
Fantastic question. I would say math is very much like reading. It's a life skill that helps you function better in our modern society. And because of that, it's really an essential thing to do. However, it's not something that you're born being good or bad at. It's a skill, and because it's a skill, we can put effort and practice into it, and we can get better at it. So if you want to be good at math as part of the path to becoming an astronaut, just put the work into it.
This question is from Brian, and he asks, what type of food or drinks are and aren't allowed on the space station?
Well, let me show you kind of the basic foods that we have. One is in a thermostabilized pouch. And these are familiar to the military folks. They eat things like MREs, and this is beef fajitas, I think. So we can heat these up and then enjoy them on a tortilla. The other major type of food we have up here are dehydrated foods. So we call them rehydratable. So you have to hook this up to a water machine to put water in it. That's chicken teriyaki, believe it or not. It looks very dry and crispy right now, but once you put water into it and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, it's actually very tasty. Our drinks come in bags like this, kind of a large Capri Sun bag, so to speak. But we do have a special straw on it because otherwise the liquid would float out like Mark's showing you now. If you've never seen how liquid behaves in microgravity, check this out. So it just forms a sphere. And it can get, it's about a golf ball size now, but if he did the whole bag here, it would get up to about a grapefruit size or even a basketball. So we don't want to do that and get things too messy. And here's how we drink it.
Hello, my name is Haley, and my question is, what are the difficulties faced when coming back to Earth?
Another wonderful question. I'll just tell you some of the challenges for me were tying my shoes, bending over. The muscles, the small muscles in my torso weren't as strong as I would have liked them to be. And even bending over to tie my shoes, there's a lot of balance associated with that. So my sense of which way was up and down was a little off. When I first sat up in bed, I literally had to kind of push myself up with my arms it was lots of little things. It was pretty interesting. But again, humans adapt quickly, and although my wife rolls her eyes at me when I say this, I like to think that it only took me about 2 weeks to feel like I was back to normal.
Hi, I'm Mayor Nick Sacco from North Bergen. I'm also the senator from the 32nd District in New Jersey. I'd like to thank NASA and our astronauts for dealing with the questions and giving the proper answers to our students. We are so pleased to be involved in this program and so appreciative, and we understand the sacrifice you make every day for us. Thank you. It's been a wonderful time speaking with you.
Thanks for having us. Enjoy your day.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.